Hello, welcome to our today's topic, REPROGRAPHICS. Our learning outcome: the learner should be able to define what reprographic is. 2. Know the methods used. 3. Should know the printing press and its history. 4. The types and how each works. What is reprographics? It is a branch of technology dealing with methods of duplication or reproduction. The methods of reproduction to be selected depends on 1. The nature of copies required, that is, quality. 2. The number of copies required. The nature of original, that is, the master. What is reproduction and duplication? Reproduction enables preparation of one or more identical copies of the original, same size or of different size, in monochrome or in color. While duplicating means making a number of identical copies. To make use of duplicate or reproduced materials, one should be able to understand the characteristics of the various widely used duplicating and reproduction processes. 2. The special advantages and disadvantages of the processes. 3. How to produce the master copy for reproducing materials by such means. And 4. How to operate various types of reprographic equipments. Our next subtopic is the printing press. The printing press is a machine that transfers lettering or images by contact with the various forms of ink surface onto paper or similar material fed into it in various ways. The device is used for printing many copies of a text on paper. The history of printing. Press printing was first used in wood block printing, that is in China, Egypt, India, in the 6th century. It is a technique in printmaking in which an image is carved into the surface of a block of wood, with the printing parts remaining level with the surface while the non-printing parts are removed, and its examples are the stamps or seals. We also have the Gutenberg printing press, that is the movable type used in Germany in the 1455. Movable type is the system of printing and typography using movable pieces of metal made by casting from matrices struck by letter punches. Its example is the manual typewriter. Gutenberg is known as the father of the modern printing press. We also have rotary printing press that was used in the year 1863. A rotary printing press is a printing press in which the impressions are curved around a cylinder so that the printing can be done on long continuous rolls of paper, cardboard, plastics, or a large number of other substrates. We also have lithography and offset printing that were used in the year 1870s. Lithography is a method for printing on a smooth surface. It uses chemical process to create an image. It also uses plate technology. The high volume lithography is used today to produce posters, maps, books, and even newspapers. We also have other developments such as screen printing, photocopier, thermoprinter, laser printer, dot matrix printer, inkjet printer, digital press, and the 3D printing. We also have mechanical printing. This is the preparations of originals and copy. We have hand copy, that is using a carbon paper and cutting a stencil using a stylus pen. 2, we have typewritten, using a cardboard paper and a typewriter or a printer to cut a stencil. Tracing, that is done on paper or on cloth. Also, there is ink duplication. The stencil duplicator or mimeograph machine is a low-cost printing press that works by forcing ink through a stencil onto paper. Stencil, cutting a stencil. The stencil master is made up of a porous tissue with a wax-like coat that doesn't absorb ink. In preparing the stencil, this coat is removed by typing or writing with a stylus. The typewriter ribbon has to be disabled so that the bare or sharp type element strikes the stencil directly. The impact of the type element displaces the wax, making the tissue paper permeable to the oil-based ink. This process is known as cutting a stencil. Mistakes can also be corrected by brushing them with the correctional fluid and typing. Once it has dried, when the blank paper makes contact with the stencil in the duplication machine, ink flows into the paper only through the places where coating has been removed. What are the steps in using the ink duplicator? 1. Check the ink supply, that is, applying ink if necessary. 2. Attach stencil. Place the stencil face down on the revolving drum, the stick backing up. 3. Clamp the stencil into place. 4. Rotate the revolving drum a few times, pressing the stiff back sheet on the stencil. This is to make sure the stencil is in perfect contact with the drum at all places with no air pockets anywhere. 6. Run a few trials copies, adjust margins up and down. Stack and adjust papers neatly on the paper platform. Run the machine, check the quality of the impression. Stop if the paper jams or if any other difficulty arises. 7. Run the stencil. Do the necessary cleaning for the machine to be used again. Note that if the stencil is required for future use, remove it from the machine by placing a protective thick absorbent paper cover over it while the stencil is on the drum. The stencil can be used even up to 2 years. Maximum copies that can be done are 5,000. We have the disadvantages of using the ink duplicator. 1. It takes time to prepare the stencils, and the stencils are messy to handle once they have been used. Next is the handouts. An handout is a printout presented to learners or audience to supplement the teacher or speaker presentation. What are the importance of a handout to the presenter or the teacher? 1. It creates a positive impression before the presentations begin. 2. Ensures that the audience take away the ideas that are intended. Also, it engages people at a deeper level as they interact with handouts. It keeps the audience attention focused on the subject. It also satisfies the needs of the visual learners. It simplifies and navigates complex information. It helps to establish credibility. It presents more information that can be covered in the presentation. It gives summaries and reviews. What are the importance of handouts to the audience? It concentrates on the idea without having to take notes. It captures any non-verbal data accurately. It personalizes the presentation with notes of their own ideas. Here, see, and apply helps in the presentation. It increases the speed of comprehension. It helps in the retention of new ideas. It also helps in the application on specific tasks. It provides a break during a lecture, allowing students to read into or listen. Find the information when they need it at a later date. It exhibits process through material by providing students with drawings, graphs, or other data that takes excessive time to replicate by hand. It serves as study guides containing summaries and highlights of the key points covered in class or in the text. What are the qualities of a good handout? It should have a strong title, should be simple and clear, should have graphics instead of words to simplify, bullets rather than narrative sentence, should not have more than 2 fonts in a document, should use bold, italics or underlining to focus attention, but should not be used at once. The white space also helps in high searching and finding of information. Our activity: explain the advantage and disadvantages of duplication and production methods. Thank you.